Hello everyone, this is Jag. In this video, I'll show you the easiest way to grow a lot of sweet potato slips. Now, sweet potatoes don't really grow like potatoes. You can grow potatoes by sticking a potato in the ground that has little eyes on it, and you grow a lot of potatoes. However, if you stick the whole sweet potato in the ground, you'll get a lot of plants, but you won't get any more sweet potato. What a bummer, right? However, there is a way to grow sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes belong to the morning glory family of plants. That means you must start growing sweet potatoes from brand new plants, and you do that by growing sweet potato slips. So let's get started.
I'm growing many different varieties of sweet potatoes. I got the large garnet sweet potato and the Japanese sweet potatoes as well. No matter what kind of sweet potato you're growing, the technique is the same. To grow sweet potato slips, first identify the top and bottom part of the sweet potato. The pointy end is the top and the blunt end is the bottom. This is the top and this is the bottom. Make a mental note of this because this will come in very handy. Now it's time to insert toothpicks into the sweet potatoes. I am inserting 3 toothpicks to elevate the sweet potato in the cup of water. This is basically how it looks like. Next, I'm inserting toothpicks in the garnet sweet potato as well. I'm going to place this sweet potato upside down with pointy end at the bottom as an experiment and see what happens. Next, I placed my sweet potatoes with blunt end down and pointy end up in water. The garnet sweet potato goes upside down with pointy end down and the blunt end up. Make sure at least half of the sweet potato is submerged in water, and remember to change the water every 2 to 3 days. After 2 weeks, the garnet sweet potato is developing slips. However, the slips are growing on top, which is expected. One slip growing from the side is underwater and has developed roots. The Japanese sweet potatoes are growing lots of slips from the underwater blunt part of the sweet potato. Buds are formed from the blunt end and must be submerged in water to develop slips with roots. Let me take the first one out of water. There are lots of slips that are developing roots. The second one is developing quite a few slips and very healthy roots as well. After 4 weeks, the garnet sweet potato develops longer slips. The side slip, which is underwater, is growing very healthy roots. However, the slips on top are growing bigger with no root formation. So, I decided to cut the sweet potato in half. This way I can submerge the top part of the sweet potato in water so that the slips grow roots. I placed the top half of the sweet potato in water, submerging the entire sweet potato up to the stems of the slips. I also put the second half of the sweet potato back in water. Let's see how these two halves turn out. The slips on the Japanese sweet potatoes are growing good as well, and they are developing lots of roots. There are few buds on the side of the sweet potato that are not growing or developing roots. So I decided to have another experiment to grow and root these slips as well. I still have the bottom half with all the slips intact with roots, which I placed back into the cup of water. I'm going to use the top half to grow more slips, so I submerged the top half in the cup of water as well. After 8 weeks or 2 months, lots of sweet potato slips have developed and they are looking absolutely beautiful. These sweet potato slips have made really good house plants for 2 months. The whole Japanese sweet potato is the winner. The best and easiest way to grow sweet potato slips is to use the whole sweet potato and place the blunt side down in water.
Now let me personally share the results with you. Let me show you this bigger sweet potato. This grew about 3 different sweet potato slips and they're growing really healthy. There are lots of healthy roots on this one. However, this is only the half of the sweet potato. I did cut off the top, and let me show you the top as well. So here's the top of the sweet potato. It was growing little sweet potato shoots, but they were not getting any bigger and they were not developing any roots. So I cut the top off and put it in water, and this one grew 2 more sweet potato slips and they rooted as well. I could have actually cut the sweet potato slips right off and put it in water and they will grow roots, but those roots are not really that healthy and doesn't grow as fast. If you cut the top off like this one, it feeds off of the energy from the sweet potato and it develops roots really fast, and the sweet potato slip grows really fast as well. Now let me show you the Japanese sweet potato. Check out this sweet potato. This is actually growing a lot of sweet potato slips. This is growing about 10 to 15 different kinds of sweet potato slips. This is looking absolutely gorgeous. However, this is also the half of the sweet potato. Let me show you the other half. So the other half is growing little sweet potato slips because I cut it after 1 month of growing this one. So that has grown for 2 months. This is growing for 1 month. And this is also growing a lot of sweet potato slips. There are about 4 to 5 different kinds of sweet potato slips in there. And this is also developing roots. But let me show you the ultimate sweet potato. Now this is the other Japanese sweet potato that I have. Look at the size of this one. Look at the sweet potato slips on this sweet potato. They are really long, really healthy. And look at all the roots. There are about 3 to 4 sweet potato slips on this one, and this is absolutely amazing. Now the way you use the sweet potato slips is that you take the sweet potato out of the cup and then simply break off one of the sweet potato slips right out of the sweet potato. Let me just untangle this and break this sweet potato slip. Oh, there you go. Wow, there are 2 of them. So let me break these 2 sweet potato slips. This sweet potato slip has grown really beautifully. Look at these beautiful leaves. And look at these roots as well. These roots have grown really beautifully. This sweet potato slip is ready to be planted right in the ground. So I'll be planting all of these sweet potato slips in the ground and growing them throughout the summer. So I'll be making another video on how to grow sweet potatoes where I'll cover the entire life cycle of growing sweet potatoes. And I'll post that video at the end of the summer. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in another video.